Keeping our roadways and neighborhoods safe takes a joint effort between the police and the public we serve. The traffic stop is the most likely encounter that you're going to have with the police department. Now, as we may stop thousands of cars each year, we recognize that for many of you, this may be the first time that you've been stopped by the police. The following video contains some very important points that we want you, the public, to remember when you're encountering the police on a traffic stop. Our goal is safety for both you and the police officer, and we believe that by following these tips, it'll be safe for both of us involved.
Pull to the right side of the road when it's safe to do so.
Okay, now that I've been stopped by the police, what do you expect from me and what can I expect from you?
Okay, sir. Well, one thing you can expect from law enforcement is to approach the vehicle cautiously. And we're going to ask you for some identifying documentation such as your driver's license, your registration, and your proof of insurance. One thing that law enforcement expects from you is not to make any sudden movements, to be as cooperative as possible, and provide the requested documentation.
For my driver's license, do I have to give that to you?
Yes, you do. Driving is a privilege, and in the state of North Carolina, anytime law enforcement is conducting a traffic stop, you have to provide the requested information such as your driver's license, your registration, and your proof of insurance.
Now for myself, I keep my registration in my glove box. Is that something that I should notify the officer that I'm reaching for?
Absolutely. You definitely want to communicate with the officer your actions or anything that you intend to do. A lot of people keep weapons in their glove box, so the officer is going to be concerned with that. Are there any weapons in your glove box?
No, sir, there's not.
Okay, then you could go get it. Thank you, sir. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to return to my vehicle. I'm going to check your driver's license, check your vehicle registration to make sure everything checks out okay, and I'll be right back with you momentarily.
Okay.
All right.
Officer, I noticed you on that side of the vehicle. What are you doing over there?
I'm a backup officer. Reason why I'm here is for safety, just another set of eyes to help the officer that approached on that side of the vehicle.
Now, am I allowed to get out of the vehicle to talk to you?
Well, a lot of people are inclined to get out of the vehicle, but it's always safer to stay inside the vehicle. Remember, you don't want to make any sudden movements. In fact, North Carolina state law gives the authority to the officer to either have you stay inside the vehicle or either removed from the vehicle.
Now, during my interaction with police, am I allowed to record that?
Yes, sir. There's no law that prevents you from recording any interaction with law enforcement. As you can tell with our body cameras, we record interactions with people every day. Just a couple of things to remember. It's better just to leave your camera either laying on the console or the dash to cut down on any unnecessary movements or distractions. And if you record somebody at nighttime, never use the light on the camera.
All right, so at this point, I've already checked your identification to make sure that your license was good and your registration. I would give your information back to you. If there was going to be an enforcement action, this would be the time where I would either give you a ticket or a verbal warning.
Now, is there anything else that I could have done differently or would help this go a lot smoother?
Yeah, actually, there are a couple of things. Initially, when I pulled you over, you pulled to the left in the center lane, which is a hazard to everybody that's out on the roadway at that time. If you would, whenever you're being stopped by law enforcement, pull to the far right, because North Carolina has a move-over law that requires the driver to move to as far to the right as possible so that other drivers can go around them safely. Another thing, I've noticed that you have very dark windows. Upon law enforcement approaching your vehicle, you may want to go ahead and roll all those windows down so that he doesn't have to guess whether or not there's somebody else in the back seat. And lastly, remember to always remain kind and courteous when dealing with law enforcement. It makes the encounter a lot smoother for everybody that's involved. And I would really like to thank you for your attitude and your courtesy during this encounter.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your safety and the safety of our police officers are our top priority during a traffic stop. And whether you're stopped for a motor vehicle violation or a criminal investigative stop, we ask that you follow these basic rules when interacting with the police officers. And remember, the time to argue is in court and not on the side of the road. Lastly, If you feel you're treated unfairly or unprofessionally, you have a right to contact our police department's Internal Affairs Department.